Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? I'm going to do a short video today of a kind of a redo, I guess you'd say, on my original kayak trolling motor mount. That's on my little Lifetime Tamarack. So let's get after it. Alright, so if you watched the other video or videos when I've been working on the little Tamarack Angler kayak, you saw that I had this big kind of apparatus back here in the back to run the trolling motor on, and I may put up a quick little picture-in-picture or a little short video of that real quick, or at least a picture of it, so if you haven't seen it you can see what I'm comparing this to. What I've done now is something a little different. So I've been working on, I'm using the same frame. So this is the same frame I used before, but I used to attach the trolling motor to this side where I've got the 2x. But I had adapted it at some point using this. This is basically just thick cutting board that I got. I think I got this one at Walmart, I'm not sure now, but I just did 3 basically layers or levels of it, bolted them together. I glued them up on the inside, and I flipped this over because what I wanted was something that fit a little bit better on the back. As you can see, this has got a pretty good point to it on the back of the kayak, so I wanted something to kind of drop in. So I drilled out the old one a little bit just to try this so that it would basically fit kind of right in there and kind of be just a little recessed. Hopefully you can see that. It's not very bright out today. I'm going fishing later today, but I wanted to try and get this done this morning. So, and then I bought a piece of aluminum. I think this is like a 1/8, I'm not sure, but I think it's like a 1/8. I just got it at Home Depot for like, I don't know, 10 or 15 bucks. Drilled a couple holes in it, cut an angle on this side. I should cut one on the other side, but I don't feel like it. So here's the plan. This will set on top of the aluminum. Get my angle right here. And then I bought these. It's for a VersaTrack. Those of you guys that have kayaks, or even the boats that had the VersaTrack system on the inside of the gunnel. I bought this little VersaTrack system. It's just a kit for the little knob that's threaded. It's got a bolt, square head on up underneath. Well, not a square head, but it's squared off underneath at the bottom here. And this round part should slide under my track, which is not a VersaTrack. It's just a basic Yak Attack one, and so I mounted one on this side and I mounted one on this side. So this will slide under, hopefully. I haven't done this yet. This may or may not become a video. I think all my caulk is in the way. Let's see if this will fit. Alright guys, so this is what I had to do. I don't recommend this at home unless you have a really good way to do it. But I had to grind down just the edges. Let's see if that'll focus in on that. That may show it there. I just flattened 2 ends just a little bit so that it would, there we go, that might be a better look. Yep, so I just flattened opposite ends on both of them, and now they slide right in. They didn't want to slide in before. The round part was just bumping in. because again, these aren't made for what are mine called? For yak attacks. They're made for the Versatrack system. But we're going to make them work, and when they slide in nice, it's nice that this square is here, because I'm sure that's what it's for. It won't wiggle, it won't shift, it goes in and that stays flat up against the rest of the system. So we're going to slide them in here. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's a good fit right there. So obviously, you may not be able to see it very well from there, but if you see here, obviously this is sloped. The kayak is sloped going down, and because of that, I don't want to go bending metal and stuff like that. I'm just going to clamp it down as tight as I can. If it's really nice in here, I'll get it even as best I can. We'll tighten down on top of it, and I'll have to screw this in also. I don't know exactly. I think I might go through the top or the bottom of this. I'm not sure. Probably go just straight through it. So we'll get to that here in a second. So without, tightening it up all the way, this has two sides, and I don't know if this is on purpose or not. This one, you can see the threads are flush. This one they're not. I assume this is usually going to be the top, and I don't know if this will screw all the way in. If I do it with this at the top, we're going to try it and see. If it doesn't, I'm just going to flip it over and screw it in the other direction. Looks like, oh yes, yes, that is beautiful. I don't need a washer. They came with washers. This is so flat, and the hole is perfect as far as the size on here on the aluminum. I don't know if I need to get a lock washer or not. I don't know if this would rattle loose after a while. I don't want to get it too tight either, because I don't want to pop these out. If y'all ever used these, they're not exactly, I mean, I pre-drilled, drilled in. I used a one of my marine caulks, and so hopefully it'll hold it down good. I mean, that feels really sturdy right now. I don't think I need to go much tighter than that. And it did bow it a little bit down here, which is okay. I just don't want to go too far with it and put too much pressure on it, pop these out or something, especially while I'm on the water. All right, got to get this connected. Let's get that. So I've marked where I want them to go. I measured across basically from this edge to the edge of the kayak. Same thing on the other side, and got it real close. It's not going to have to be, I mean, if it's within 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 inch, it's not going to matter a lot for my purposes, because I'm mainly using this as a way to move basically forward. I'm not hooking up controls for this to be able to go left or right or anything like that. I'm just using it to move. In case I'm in a creek that water's moving a little bit and I want to go the opposite direction, I don't feel like paddling, that's the main reason I'm doing this. It'll probably come in handy for some other things, but that's my goal. So let's see if I can clamp this down and drill it. That might be the difficult part, because I don't have to measure and then do two different drill spots, and y'all know what I'm saying. See what I'm talking about? You know what? Give me a bigger piece of wood. I guarantee you I've got pieces of 2x4 laying around here somewhere, and of course I can't find one today when I need it. Beauty. Got the holes drilled out. I took kind of sanded, or kind of, it'll put a little grinder on them, very small, like a Dremel type grinder on them, just to smooth them off so I wouldn't have, burrs and stuff like that to have to worry about. So now we're going to connect it. Got my bolts, should be long enough. Washers. Oh, gotta get my crescent wrench. Didn't find my crescent wrench, so we're just gonna go with my little open end here. Probably should just like take the whole thing off and put it on that way, but watch me mess around with this for 10 minutes trying to get it done right without taking it off. So I'm going to shorten them. Jeez. It's going to be tight though. I don't know. May not work. I don't really need a washer either, so. Ooh, that is solid, baby. Solid. Solid as a rock. Right. Don't ban me for doing that. Alright, now, probably the next thing I want to do, I want to make sure this is slid forward enough, and then these are gripped enough that it won't push backwards. Of course, I didn't think about that this could slide side to side, but that's why I notched it. So I'm hoping that because I notched it, it'll hold it in there. And my trolling motor didn't just fall right off the kayak and flip me over. I don't know. Let's try and slide it a little bit if I can, because these are obviously going at an angle. I may have to adjust these just a little bit to get them to actually be able to adjust a little better. Doesn't look like it's going to come up, and the side to side looks pretty good. Let's slap the motor on it. All right, so full disclosure here, I haven't ran this trolling motor. I haven't turned trolling motor on in probably a year, I think. So hopefully it'll even kick on in the proper move. So let's see. If you guys haven't seen that other video, go back and watch how I rigged all this up with the switch and everything else and the plug, and I don't know if I'm going to use all that anymore, but that's the way I did it back then. I may just run this directly from the battery to the switch. I just don't know if I can do that right now the way I've got it rigged up. But we're just going to put this on. Hopefully the kayak doesn't flip over as I'm doing this. Let's see if the weight's going to... Alright, should be good. Set up here in its place. The concern is that I don't have this in here solid enough. I may have to put some through bolts or screws or something. I'm not sure what else I'm going to do, but I don't feel good about it right now. Just with the amount of weight that's on this, I'm afraid it's going to pull it right off the back. So I may have to rig some angle brackets or something like that. Right now I just want to see if it'll actually work. So that other video way back, I installed a plug here, basic trolling motor plug. It's a little corroded in there. I'm going to have to scrape some of that out. And then I ran the wiring up through, and it comes out and it's up here in the front of the kayak basically under this access point. I had batteries up here, small batteries. So for now I'm probably going to have to rig it the same way, because I don't have time to really check it all out and everything the way I need to and rewire everything. I just don't have time to do that today. So I'm going to plug it in and plug the other battery in up front. I got my little 18 amp hour lithium that I usually run my graph off of, but today we're going to try to run the trolling motor off of it. Hopefully this thing will work. So got it plugged in here. That's running back to the trolling motor. I'm going to plug it into the battery, and then I'm going to turn it on. Well, let me prime it. All right, let's see if it'll work. This is forward. Oh. All right, let's try it again. There she blows. I don't know if that's high. I'm trying to remember if I had this rigged up backwards last time I used it. So that's supposed to be reversed because it's 3 clicks. But I can't remember if I had it rigged backwards, wired backwards or something. Something happened last time I had this on anyway. But that's 5. Man. I can hardly believe it's still working. I haven't had that thing cranked up in so long. All right, so let me show you this real quick. So this is what I did in the other video. It's been, shoot, year or more, so you might have to go back to find out how I rigged this up. And before, I'd put like 3 8 amp hour batteries in here because I didn't want the weight in the back. At that time I didn't have this little lithium, and I don't know how long this will run with this. This is a, shoot, if I remember right, I think it's a 30-pound thrust. I'm not sure. It's maybe more than, it's not like a 45 or something like that. 30 or 36 or whatever it was way back then. It's an old Minn Kota somebody gave me. I took the head off, wired it like this. Watched a lot of YouTube videos, and this is just the way I decided to do it. Ran that back through here, wired everything up, got my plug wired up, wired it up to my switch. This switch underneath here on the inside of the box is simply the switch that was in the head of the trolling motor. So I just took that out, that switch out, wired it up in here, and I took a took a knob off of an old stove, and just kind of wrote some, you know, I wrote on here that's forward. That same way there, and it should show reverse over here, but I don't remember if somehow I thought I had my wires crossed at one point, but maybe I didn't. Anyway, so this, I'll probably have to tape these down so they don't come loose. Set them down inside here. I got a little box in here, a little tray, and I'll take all this out. I won't ride obviously with this all in here. Everything will be out and off while I'm transporting, and then I'll have to take it off and connect everything when I get out. But I'm happy with this. I do need to shore this up, I think, because I don't like, that's already kind of looks like it's leaning back a little bit just from the weight. I got to find a way to connect this to this and make it stronger. So I'm going to do that. That may or may not be in the video. If not, I'm going to go fishing today, and hopefully I'll see y'all out there on the water.